Mind your money! And here is your financial expert and master mindset coach, Janae Cordy.
Hello and welcome everyone. Today we are going to talk about ownership. Ownership is defined as the act, state, or right of possessing something. So there are many material items you can own in life to build your wealth, right? You can own real estate, a business, money, vehicles, a shiny Airstream, trailer, you name it. You can own it when it comes to material things if the price is right. And there are definitely material items to own as assets, which have historically proven to be pretty amazing investments for people. For example, investing in property or gold has historically brought people wealth because these are typically appreciating assets, which means the value rises over time. So when it comes to what you own, what are you putting your time and money into to build your wealth over time? So we talked in the prior podcast, Keep Your Eye on the Goal, about the difference between depreciating assets and appreciating assets. So whereas appreciating assets are expected to rise in value over time, depreciating assets will normally do the opposite, which is reduce in value over time. So stop and think about this for a moment. Everything you purchase in the depreciating asset category is steadily decreasing in value with every day that you possess it, which is kind of doing the opposite of what you are probably trying to achieve, which is to build your wealth, right? So why in the heck then are we as the people of the United States of America then putting so much money and time towards depreciating assets? Why are we spending so much of our hard-earned cash on a million pairs of shoes or closets full of overflow or random knickknacks or mountains of toys that take over our children's rooms that we then have to navigate around in the middle of the night like it's a freaking minefield? And if you've ever stepped on a Lego, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, because ouch, I mean, those things are no freaking joke, hitting the bottom of your bare foot. And the worst part of it is that all of this stuff, all of this excess of things that the marketers tell us we must have or else is making people broke and in debt, buried under their depreciating assets. So the marketing geniuses out there say, if you don't cough up your money and buy this, then what? You won't be cool enough, you won't fit in with the crowds and the so-called trendsetters. That's what they try to make you believe. But it's absolutely not true. They are merely just appealing to that unnerving question humans are born to battle. Am I enough? So the marketing gurus and business executives out there say, nope, you're only enough if you are wearing this brand of jean or driving a brand new vehicle off the lot, and your child has the coolest new dumb toy out there that'll be laying in a rubble of other discarded toys in a few weeks when the marketers then hook them on to the next big thing, right? Depreciating assets, depreciating assets, depreciating assets, and all money out the window. And I am here to tell you, though, not to buy into all of those marketing plays. Because first off, they are bad investments, plain and simple. You will not get much, if any, return on those purchases. And second, because you are enough just the way you are right now. You were born enough and you will always be enough, regardless of anything you do or do not own. So please stop wasting your hard-earned money and stressing yourself out trying to keep up with the next best thing that the business intellects throw out on the market and convince you that you must have or else. Now, don't get me wrong, I like nice quality things, and I'm not saying if you have the money available and you want to treat yourself to material items that you should not do so. I absolutely believe in capitalism. I believe in the freedom of choice and the total right to choose whatever it is that brings you joy, comfort, use, value, quality, etc., without judgment from me or from anyone else. What I'm saying is to start asking yourself these questions before just swiping your debit or credit card. To start thinking about what you are actually purchasing on a daily basis, how it is impacting you financially, and why it is that you are purchasing the item or items. So, for example, if the answer is because I love it and it makes me happy and I can afford it, then go for it all day long without question or judgment. But if the answer is that you are purchasing it because of how you will look or fit in with others, and the consequence is that it will negatively impact your budget, then hold up a minute. Why are you doing it again? If the answer is because my kids keep begging and they will be the only kid in the school, or according to them on the planet, without the item, then double hold up. And remember the Lego to the bare foot. Because we cannot buy our kids' love through material things anyway, so please stop trying. There is no little creatures who will put you in the poorhouse quicker because our hearts are literally attached to them by strings. So don't buy into that way of thinking. Material things may be what your children think they want, but that is not ultimately what they want or need. What they really want and need is your love, attention, and quality time. They want and need you. So instead of buying them their 100th toy of the year, why not set that money aside to put towards an experience with them, like going out of town for the weekend, playing laser tag with them, or the good old long lost fun staple of life that is roller skating. So by the way, I just went roller skating with my children and my sister over the weekend, and I can tell you it was an absolute blast. And yes, I still got it. And the great thing is, when it comes to your kids, you don't ever have to spend a dime to give them what they really need from you. Experiences can be totally free, like going to a park, a zoo, or a library, or just playing sports outside. And love, attention, and quality time are always free to give, not only to your children, but to each other as well. Remember that too. Because us grown-ups are really just big kids at heart anyway, so don't forget to give love, attention, and quality time to all the people you care about in your life, big and small. So when it comes to ownership and owning things, just be more aware of how you are spending your money and why you are doing so. Remember, knowledge is power. As a society, we need to get out of this we need more and more and more and the debt trap that usually comes along with that, and start remembering what is really valuable to us in life. Think about this. When you are taking your last breath, are you going to be thinking about all the material things you own, or are you going to be thinking about the loved ones you will be leaving behind? If the answer is you will be thinking about the people you love in your life, then start living that way. YOLO, you only live once. Own that instead of the unnecessary and unwanted things that the marketers are trying to sell you. Own that and start living that way today. At the end of life, what really matters is not what we bought, but what we built. Not what we got, but what we shared. Not our competence, but our character. And not our success, but our significance. Live a life that matters. Live a life of love. That author that did that quote is unknown, but I sure do wish I would have known him or her who wrote it. So please subscribe and rate. I really appreciate your support, and you can find my blog at mindyourmoneycoach.com as well as any personalized coaching services there. Wishing everyone all the love in the world. Until next time.
Mind your money.